So Christ became humble and obedient to death. Now, that word "to" there really literally means to the point of. He became obedient right up to and including the point of death. He was obedient to God, but also as we read the Gospels, we discover he was obedient to human authorities over him, which is extraordinary. Because who is wiser? Jesus or those who were placed in authority over him? Who was greater? Well, clearly Jesus was. What courage to say, even though I am the king of the universe, I will submit to these lowly humans and let them tell me what to do. And from my perspective now as a parent, I kind of think of it as, what would it be like if for a day I said to my son, okay, today you get to tell me what to do and I will obey. Okay, and that seems kind of crazy, but really that's what it boils down to when we talk about Jesus submitting and becoming obedient, right up to the point that his own creation crucified him. Obedience to death, even a death on the cross. And the scriptures tell us that of all of the deaths, this was the worst, the most awful. And there was a scripture passage in Deuteronomy, which Paul quotes in Galatians, that says, "Cursed is everyone who hangs on a tree or a pole." And so Jesus went from all of the glory of heaven, skipped a level and moved himself down from angelic beings right down to humans, and then made himself the lowest of the humans and served everyone, and allowed himself to be cursed by a death on the cross. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility, there's that humility again. In humility, consider others better than yourselves. Or I saw another translation that said, of more worth than yourself. Each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. Value others above yourself. That is, in a nutshell, the humility that's talked about in the hymn in verses 6 through 11. Jesus valued us so much that he willingly sacrificed his own life for us. And we sang about that several times this morning. I don't know if you noticed, but several of the hymns talked about that willing sacrifice that Christ made on our behalf. And connecting the verses 6 through 11 to what Paul is saying here, we understand that we are called to do the same for one another. To sit there in the pew and look at the person to your left or your right, or the person behind you or in front of you, and think to yourself, this person is more important than me. This person is more important than me. We are all of great worth in the eyes of God. That's all the worth I need. I don't need more. And so I can look at others and say, you are so important. You have so much value and worth. What you think, how you feel, what you need, what you desire, these things are all of great importance to me because I consider you to be of greater worth than myself. Can you imagine what church could be like if all of us, every time we were gathered together, emptied our minds of all thoughts of what we want, and instead look at all the people around us and think, you are so important to me. What can I do for you?